the 1980s, my family got their first semi-truck. It was a big deal, but then they had a problem. How do you get all that wheat from the semi into the granary? So they got creative. They took an old combine auger and turned it into a wheat-moving machine. They used a tractor called an Chalmers WD-45 to run it. It was orange and loud and kind of cool. Then in the 1995, things got even better. They bought a 10-inch Farm King auger with a swing arm that could reach under the semi-trailer. But when the big tractor they usually used, the versatile 276, was busy helping with hay, so they had to rent another tractor to make everything work. But there was another problem. The hopper on the auger only had wheels on one side, so it sat at an angle to make it fit under the trailer. They had to dig little holes in the ground for the tires to make the hopper level. Later, they upgraded to a Brandt 10-inch auger with 4 wheels on the hopper. It made it a lot easier to use because they didn't have to dig holes anymore. When they bought the Case IH MX190 tractor for hay, they then used the versatile 276 for the auger. It was actually a pretty awesome auger tractor. You could start it from the ground and reach the throttle to make it go faster or slower. That made loading wheat a lot easier. But if the versatile was broke down, they had to use the big red Case tractor, which added a lot more steps. First, you would climb up to start the tractor and then climb back down to open the semi-slide to start the wheat, filling the auger. Then climb up to start the PTO, then open the semi-slide to dump more wheat, then climb up again to increase the speed of the auger. Then, when the semi-truck was almost empty, climb up again to slow the auger down, and then climb up a final time to shut off. That's 5 times climbing up and down the tractor for each hopper. And no, you couldn't just go full speed right away. If you did, the auger could break, and nobody wants that. In 2022, they got a giant 13-inch auger. It was super fast enough to keep up with the big combines, but it needed more power than the old versatile could give. So they used the Case tractor again, which resulted in more climbing. By 2024, they got a new green tractor, a John Deere 6R215, and it had a remote PTO button right on the fender, so now they could start the tractor, push the button from outside. When it was time to dump the wheat, it would automatically speed up all by itself. No more step climbing marathons, just push a button and go. And that's the story of how my family went from digging holes for hoppers to pushing buttons like pros.